Hey guys, it's BastianTime, and welcome to a new episode of Q&A. You guys have been really good at leaving questions, so let's get to those questions. Dalton Pike asks, what Zelda game have you not played? Zelda's Adventure? I've played all of the regular Zelda games. I have not played the CDI games to completion, but I have played each of the CDI games even, so yeah, I guess I've played every single one, including the CDI games. Gyyrro says, was there ever a time in a video game that you were legitimately shocked? Not necessarily in a horror-themed game, just an instance where you have been taken aback by some happening or turn in narrative that occurred at some point, though, of course, through the course of a game, cutscene, or otherwise. If so, what was the event? The first thing that comes to my mind, which was a very pleasant surprise, was in one of the Crystal Chronicles games for the DS. There's this weird cutscene where there's this annoying guy who's hitting on this other NPC who's a female, and so she asks you, the main character, to just sort of pretend like you're her boyfriend, so that way the guy will leave her alone. But if you're playing a female, I thought, oh, how is this going to work? Because they're not going to want to do that, right? But nope, the scene plays out pretty much exactly the same. She asks you to pretend that you're her girlfriend and everything, and I was really happy about that. I was like, this is pretty awesome that they don't make a big deal out of it or anything, that, you know, she's just happens to ask you to pretend to be her girlfriend. So that's pretty cool. I liked it. I was pretty shocked by it, but I liked it. 059 Hambone says, which Zelda game has your favorite soundtrack? Geez, that is a hard one. For nostalgia purposes, A Link to the Past, an amazing soundtrack, so many great tunes, and really that's the game that gave birth to all of the tunes that have later appeared in the Zelda series. Zelda's Lullaby, other songs that I can't remember off the top of my head, but like the Fairy Fountain theme, and you know, just like so many songs. But besides A Link to the Past, I think it's The Wind Waker. The Wind Waker has an amazing soundtrack. It's also a slightly different style than we're used to hearing. It's more piratey or Celtic-y or something. Really great soundtrack. Kaui Lopez, I'm sorry if I butchered that first name, asks, do you think a good Zelda game would be just having the ability to build your own Zelda-themed dungeons and sharing it with others? That would be pretty cool. In fact, you probably already know this, but that was the original plan for the very first Zelda game. Originally, you were going to be able to create your own dungeons and then get your friend to play them, but they ended up scrapping that idea. And so I think that that'd be great. It would be especially cool if they sort of resurrected that idea, sort of with the original Legend of Zelda design, so it's just like a rectangular room, and then you can place the objects in an overhead perspective, and then connect all those rooms together. That'd be pretty awesome. I can't really see that working out so well in a 3D style Zelda game, because I don't even know how you design an interface that would let you do something like that. But yeah, I'd like to be able to create an overhead perspective thing and share that with my friends. TheBruddamaster says, what's the best shooter game you've ever played? All shooters are good, not just FPS. I've never played any shooters ever. Super Gaming Guy 1000 asks, what's your favorite non-Nintendo console and or portable? The PSP has gotten a lot of play. I played the Final Fantasy IV Complete Collection on it, which is 3 games, well, like 2.5 games, or 2 1/4 games, really. But I've played a bunch of East games on it, and it had a lot of great games on it. Pikachu Lover 44 says, what's the strangest video game theory that you've heard from around the net? I gotta say that When I very first heard about the split timeline theory for the Zelda series, I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard in my life. I thought Zelda fans were trying too hard to make scientific fact rules apply in a fantasy fairy tale thing, and that just doesn't make sense to me. But then it turned out to be legit, and not only a split, but a three-way split, so yeah, that was pretty strange to me at the time, and I thought it was ridiculous and not Nintendo's intent, and I was totally wrong. And our final question comes from me12@11, who says, do you think Skyward Sword feels less adventurous than the older Zelda games? No, not at all. I think it feels as adventurous, if not more so. Now, if what you're referring to is the fact that it's like 3 distinct locales that are completely separated and cut off from each other and stuff, yeah, that's kind of annoying. But there really wasn't any other way they could do it, I don't think. I mean, preventing you from getting to each of those 3 areas would have been tricky had that not been the case. And they built in some story reason for it, but I mean, the game still felt extremely adventurous in my opinion. So, nah, I think it was plenty adventurous. But anyways, that's it for this episode of Q&A. If you have any questions that I haven't answered that you have already asked, please re-ask those questions down in the comments. Or if you have brand new questions, ask those questions down in the comments on this particular video, and I'll get to them next time. So see you then, guys. Bye!